thank you. Alan Brand, please.
Thank you, Chair. If I go to Ms Roche, just wondering if you can set out exactly how your contract with Arvato is structured, but also if we start at the beginning before we get to the awful end point where people are getting forced into having a prepayment meter, how quickly does Arvato get involved?
So the contract structure with Arvato, where we have a full outsourcing of our debt collection, but what we do is we identify, obviously we know customers that pay and customers that don't pay, so we will identify customers that don't pay. We will make attempts to get in touch with customers. When those fail, then we pass that on to Arvato.
How do you have a list of those that don't pay? Is that?
We monitor accounts.
Right.
So these are for customers, because obviously on prepayment meters, we monitor that differently. But for customers that either pay by direct debit, the direct debit gets cancelled, or if customers pay what we call cash checks. So we've got 2 million customers that do that. And if they get a bill and then they've not paid it within their terms, we don't immediately pass that on to the debt collectors. We try to get in touch with the customer. What we're always trying to do, we offer payment plans. We'll offer payment plans up to 5 years. We'll pass this on where the customer is simply not engaging with us, or where the debt gets quite aged.
When does Arvato get involved then? When will be the trigger point? First time they'll get involved?
We'll be at the point where we think that there is a problem with us actually getting paid with the customer. So we would then pass that on to Arvato. And it's not really, Arvato will do debt collection, but it's not just about the installation of prepayment meters, it's about the recovery of debt.
I'll give you a perfect example. For my London flat then, no notification from British Gas that a bill was due. Nothing from British Gas saying the bill's now overdue. But I got an email from Arvato looking for payment. Now I checked when I go online and I check what the bill that was created and when British Gas was saying the bill was due by, Arvato were sending an email within a calendar month. So that doesn't suggest to me that proper checks are going on and that British Gas are engaging in doing stuff before they actually pass the debt agency. And I know it's not good for people watching outside the room. I'll pass on that email. So that's the email I've received from Arvato. If you want to look at it, it doesn't reference a gas bill once, doesn't reference a bill at all. It tells me to visit a secure RISE notification with a link. Now when I see that, I think that's a phishing email. I think that's a scam. There's nothing there that suggests a gas bill. Nothing says it's overdue. There's telephone numbers. There's nothing there about circumstances, vulnerabilities or anything. So do you think that's acceptable? Is that part of your contract with Arvato? I mean, if people are receiving emails like that, it's no wonder they're not engaging.
Mr Brown, I'm going to have to take this away and understand exactly what happened in the process. In the face of it, that email is not a good email. I mean, I know that that's about your gas bill because I can see your customer number. I don't expect you to remember your customer number for your gas bill, but I'll need to go away and look into that.
Well, that's the start of the process with British Gas and Arvato. That's the start of a debt possibly being added to customer accounts, isn't it?
Well, no, because the consumption of gas and electricity by you in your flat is what adds the debt. This is not what adds to the debt. So the question is...
no fee from Arvato then?
Sorry?
There's no fee once it goes to Arvato?
No. So the question previously was about the cost of the prepayment meter installation. It's £150. We charge £56 to the customer on grant of the warrant and £94 on the installation of the meter. The payment for this, that's for our account. But I would like to look into this. Did you raise anything with British Gas when this happened?
Not at the time, no.
Okay, so I'll follow up on this. But there's no charge to the customer for this. And if the customer gets in touch, if the bill's not come through or there's been no reminder, then clearly there's an issue and we fix that.
But isn't that the case? That's already past the debt collection agency. So from then on, they're going to be chasing, and they're clearly then incurring fees that are going to be added to the account. Surely.
No. The fees are the fees that would be added to the account would be when we've been through the £150, which is not a true reflection of actually the cost of doing this. That's a cap that Ofgem have put in place. I think that was put in place in 2017. But no, there's no cost to you for that.
So Arvato will start chasing up as debt collection agency, and there's no fees incurred to the customer.
We pay for that because it's
you're swallowing that money.
Well, because either we have an in-house team. This is part of serving customers. So either we have an in-house team, or we have a team that's outsourced. That cost is for us. We're allowed to recover £150 where we install a prepayment. We don't recover that in every case. Where we identify severe financial vulnerability,
much is done in-house and much is outsourced. So,
as the previous witness said, we've outsourced our entire debt collection to Arvato. We have a team internally who monitor that. We have 3 full-time colleagues, and it's part of the customer collections team, that the full activity for collecting debt's been outsourced to Arvato.
And the money that is added to customers' bills once they get a prepayment meter forcibly installed, how long do they get to pay that back?
So on average, customers paying back all the debt that they would have in a prepayment, because obviously with the customers that we install a prepayment meter for under warrant, on average owes more than £1,000. The average repayment rate is £5 a week. It can be as low as £3.25, and this would simply be added on to that.
It's £150 you said, so it's added on to it.
Unless there's severe financial vulnerability, and then we don't charge it, we absorb that ourselves.
Thank you. Can I just